This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Regina Lee.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the latest broadcast for the Good Neighbor Podcast here in South Charlotte. And today I'm excited to introduce Landon Smith. He is the Area Director for Alloy Personal Training. How are you, Landon?
I'm doing excellent. How are you?
Good. I know our listeners can't see you, but I've known you for years and very excited to have you on today.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Thanks for the invite.
Absolutely. So I guess to get things started, I have two major questions. What is Alloy Personal Training and how did you get into it?
Yeah, so Alloy Personal Training was really born out of a long look at the fitness industry as a whole and understanding where things were going and really what people needed, especially the new batch of people that are looking to get into health and fitness. We're not necessarily not capable of helping, the very, very young people. We have lots of college athletes and high school athletes that I've worked with, people fresh out of college as well. But really, we wanted to make sure we were understanding and providing the thing that, the people ages 30 to 70 sort of needed the most. And that's where really Alloy Personal Training was born, actually in 1992 in Atlanta, Georgia. Been the same owner and everything since. And the semi-private training that we do allows us to be very unique. And really what drew me to it as a whole as well. I actually interned at Alloy in Atlanta when I was in college, and about halfway through the internship, I was asked why I wanted to get into the fitness industry. And I had to give a pretty frank answer of, I don't necessarily want to get into the fitness industry. I want to be in the helping people be happier, healthier industry, whatever that takes. And I fell in love with what we could do here at Alloy. I fell in love with the reach that we can have and the impact we can make. And ever since then, I've just wanted to expand that reach, has been sort of my individual career goal. And Alloy, has allowed me to be able to achieve that and really help a lot of people be really healthy and happy.
Yeah. Well, what sets you guys apart from other personal training facilities?
So the thing that Alloy does different and better than everybody else, in my opinion, is we have I like to call it personal training perfected. Not everybody needs a one-on-one personal trainer standing there counting their reps day in, day out for their training sessions. But also not everybody needs to be going to large group fitness places where everything's done as fast as possible or as many as possible, or you're always on a clock, or the coach can't really watch your form because it's a 1 to 20, 1 to 30, 1 to 40 ratio in there. So we kind of take the best of both worlds. We still have the ability to personalize sessions to each individual's goals, wants, needs, exercise and injury history, making sure that we are intentionally choosing exercises that are going to help them improve their health and fitness, but also reduce their injury risk at the same time. But then we get to bring in a lot of those elements that make larger group fitness very appealing, such as a much more flexible schedule, a higher energy, more fun atmosphere to the club. It really just becomes a place that you really like to be, where you happen to get a great workout coached by your professional personal trainer at the same time. And then on the flip side, we get to be a lot cheaper. Honestly, one-on-one personal training is not the cheapest thing in the entire world. And that was one of the big points that we wanted to make sure we could capture as well, is not pricing out people who do need the help and who need that extra level of service beyond just going to a gym by themselves.
What's the youngest age you take there?
So typically with any strength training in general, and this is universal, you don't really want to do a lot of resistance training while any child is actively in puberty. You don't want to have that opportunity something to happen and it stunt growth in some way, shape, or form, or it cause a longer term issue. So, that 14, 15-ish year old age is about as young as we want to go. But really, even those people, we will start with more body weight focused, more movement focused, more athleticism focused stuff than like max bench press and max squat and things like that. But yeah, that 14 to 15, we even have 87-year-olds at the club too. And that's the beauty of the model is those people can work out at the same time. They can have the same coach. That coach just then tailors the workout to each individual, and they still get what they are needing and wanting, despite being on totally different spectrums as far as the age and potentially the fitness side of things too.
Yeah, I was thinking it's any fitness level. Sometimes I think people think a personal trainer is for those that are trying to get to a level of, competition or something. But in today's world, just anybody.
Yeah, personal trainers are whatever the person needs them to be. Sometimes I feel like we're therapists, but a lot of times, personal trainers can be your job, in my opinion, as a trainer, as a fitness professional at all, is to just help that person come back that second time, that third time, that fourth time. It's building session over session over session that's going to get you the results. So whatever that entails, whatever sort of modifications or whatever specific exercise choice that takes is what our job is to provide. And that changes for person to person. So it's not necessarily everybody that comes in it's everybody that comes in, we find out what they need, what they want. And what they need a lot of times isn't just exercise. What they need a lot of times is they need the flexible schedule. They need a mobile app that they can book on their own because their life's crazy. They might need nutrition coaching that's included in our memberships. They might need stuff to do on the road because they're here a week, gone a week. So we have even a mobile training app that helps them with that. So, the feeling the need isn't exclusively exercise related. It's kind of just how do we help you fit fitness and health into your life is what the person needs. And that's what our job is as fitness professionals, is to provide that for you.
So what does the process look like, if someone reaches out and really doesn't know what they know or what they want, but they know they want to get in shape?
Yeah, so we go through a comprehensive pre-workout assessment before anybody comes in for any sessions. That is sort of the base of that, allows us to understand where you are, what you need, what your goals are. We even do a mobility and flexibility assessment, which allows us to understand at the very, very least what not to do in the gym as far as how the exercises are going to get along to your natural movement patterns, so we can help reduce the injury risk that way. We sit down, we talk goals, we talk what you like, what you don't like, what are some absolutely nots, what are some things you've always wanted to try to do, so that we can establish that line. And that's where the sort of magic is. All of that information then gets relayed to the coaches. So no matter who else is working out with you in your session when you come in, very similarly, like I said about that, 13-year-old and 87-year-old, no matter what fitness level everybody else in your session is at, it doesn't change the level of service and what you'll get as far as from your coach. You'll still get what's appropriate to you. So, that first step is just walking in the door. And I tell people all the time, your job is to come in here. Our job is to take care of you when you get here. So that's that first step. And we'll sort of, take you from there.
So you take men and women at all times. I know your schedule openings are amazing. The flexibility is great.
Yeah. So there, different days, there's no day designation. There's no body part training in a sense of like Mondays or leg day, Wednesdays or cardio day or something like that. It's full body strength training is what almost every session is programmed to be. So whether you can make it in one time a week or 4 times in a week, you're going to get everything you need in a workout every time you're in here, which also, helps that time efficiency aspect of things. Not many people can work out 5 days a week consistently. So, making sure that we're giving people what they need when they're in here and helping them be better, be fitter, move better, feel better is what we're trying to do.
So for that person that's never really worked out with a trainer, what do you typically suggest is the number of times per week to come in?
Yeah. So ideally someone can come in 2 or 3 times a week, and be active when they're not in here. Absolutely. But that's enough of the sort of muscle stimulus, the metabolic stimulus to get some great results 2 times a week or 3 times a week. And we have a lot of people who have had great results, built a lot of muscle mass, burned a lot of body fat at 2 times a week. We have a lot of people who've had great results at 3 times a week. So really it's making sure that you're intentional with the rest of your week, especially the fewer sessions you get in on a weekly basis, making sure you're very intentional with what you're eating, with making sure you're getting movement. But again, that's what we are here for also. It's not like with the only time you're ever going to communicate with your trainer or your coaches in general is going to be the hour a day you're in here. We're here all the time. We're here to help you. We have other businesses we even work with for people that are injured. We have lots of physical therapists we work with. Whatever it takes, we try to be sort of that all-encompassing, help people just be healthier. And that sort of bar is different for everybody.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. What are your hours? What's the earliest and the latest someone can have a session?
Yeah, so that is, the mornings are location dependent. Our Colony Road location, right there where Ray and Colony Road split in the Colony Shopping Center, they start on the 30s in the morning, but the sessions are hours. So 5:30 to 11:30, 11:30 being the start of the last session. Here at this Blakeney location, we go 6 to noon, so 11 o'clock being the last session. And then both evenings are on the hours. So 4 to 7 are the session times in the evenings.
Very good. Well, you just mentioned your two locations. The Blakeney one right here and then Colony Road. Perfect. Is there anything that you want to share that maybe I haven't asked about Alloy?
Really just if you're someone who is needing anything to help you on your fitness journey, if it's you need the accountability of having the appointment, having someone that they know that you're supposed to be there. If you need a community, if you need friends to work out with to motivate you, if you need to just be told what to do, if you need nutrition help as well as fitness, we try to take care of all those various things for you, and without being too overly obsessed with Alloy as a whole. We aren't one of those places that's going to be so enthralled with how awesome we think we are that we're going to force everybody into what we think is awesome and best. We've been doing it for a long time. I've been with Alloy for 13 years. Wow. It's really about tailoring to that person, and not everybody needs super, super individualized stuff, but some people need some really specific stuff from us and help. And that's where having that more flexible schedule, having that higher energy atmosphere, having that much cheaper price point really allows us to capture a section of the population that currently no fitness places are really going for. And that doesn't mean that if you love high intensity interval training, you won't get your butt kicked here doing full body strength training. That also doesn't mean that if you want to get better at golf and you think you need something specific, so you're going to a one-on-one trainer, we can't do that too. It just means that there's almost nothing we can't do. And I really would encourage people to at least seek it out and test it out and see what it's like.
That's amazing. So how do people reach you guys?
The easiest is going to be the website. The website, alloypersonaltraining.com, is going to have all the information you need. It's got the locations. It's also got links in there to go ahead and set up your starting point assessment, as well as phone numbers to reach us all. So alloypersonaltraining.com is going to give you everything that you need. I'm in the club pretty much every single day. So the voice you're hearing is going to be also the person you meet with to set up your assessment. We're not a place where it's going to be a bait and switch kind of thing. And I'm in here coaching as well. I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty all these years into it still too. So very, very, that sort of smaller vibe, yet big goals and big achievements for a lot of our members.
Well, I've been inside and it is gorgeous. And I love the flexibility that you mentioned with the app, the booking. It just, with people's busy lives, sometimes that is the reason you don't commit, but you guys are offering it all. So congratulations. Great story. Well, Landon, thank you very, very much for being a part of today's show. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Looking forward to next time I see you.
Yeah, I'll see you soon. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpsouthcharlotte.com. That's gnpsouthcharlotte.com or call 980-351-5719.